Okay, so that's not actually a word, but can you imagine? Tnotdfe. But no, it's not a word. Or is it? We're actually going to talk about that later, so let's go. Now, please ignore this amazing artwork that I'm about to erase, and also please ignore this massive circle of glare in the middle of the whiteboard. Actually, that is really distracting, isn't it? It's fine. Anyway, the first word we're going to talk about is hippopotamonstrosesquipedaliophobia. Hippopotamonstrosesquipedaliophobia. Now, can you guess what this word means? A lot of you have probably already heard it. It's actually the fear of long words. There's a common joke about the doctor coming up with this word, just like diagnosing his patient on the spot. Like, doctor, I'm afraid of long words. Oh, I think you have hippopotamonstrosesquipedaliophobia. And the patient just has a mental breakdown. But I feel like the funny part is the idea that a doctor even came up with this word in the first place, because this actually, like most phobias, isn't even the medical diagnosis. Basically what this word means is like people who don't like spelling long words, people who get stressed out when they realize they don't know how to spell a word if it's long or complicated. It doesn't actually mean, oh my god, hippopotamonstrosesquipedaliophobia, I'm gonna die, I better run away. Although that would actually be pretty funny. And it is actually a really useful word to memorize, hippopotamonstrosesquipedaliophobia, because you could just pull this word out in front of your friends, and it's not actually as complicated to say as it sounds. You just need to remember, how many syllables is that? 15 syllables. It's actually not that bad, even though that is actually 2 more syllables than supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, but you'll manage it. Now, unlike hippopotamonstrosesquipedaliophobia, this next word might actually scare you. Oh my god, that glare is terrible. I'm gonna put it lower down. Irregardless. Now, despite what the little red heart over the eye might lead you to believe, this is actually not a fun word, because it's actually not a word. A lot of people use this to just say the word regardless, which not only are you adding an extra syllable, but you're also kind of making it like backwards. I don't know how this word came about, but people apparently just have a tendency to add a whole extra like prefix to a whole entire existing word. Like, you might as well just keep adding things to this word, right? So how about like un-irregardless, right? Or like anti-un-irregardless, if we're just gonna make up words at this point. Or like non-un-anti-un-irregardless. Reverse non-anti-un-irregardless. Not a reverse anti-un-irregardless. You see where I'm going with this? You could do this. That was not supposed to happen. As I was saying, you could do this. You could just, keep adding prefixes to it, or you could just do this. Regardful. I mean, if you really want to say not regardless, don't say irregardless, just say this. It's the same thing. Now, if you're an English speaker, which I'm sure you are, otherwise you probably wouldn't be watching this video, the next word is something you probably use every day. In fact, it's something you definitely use every day. Run. No, seriously, run. He's right behind. Now, you might be thinking, McElroy, this word isn't even that dumb. It's just a normal word that I use every day. But the reason it's so dumb is the fact that it has 645 different definitions. 645. Do you know how many definitions that is? This is the word in the English language with the... a piece of wood just fell on me. This is the word in the English language with the most definitions. If you think about it, it actually kind of makes sense. I could run a race. I could run the washing machine. I could run the faucet. I could run a business. I could run a charity. I could run a cult. I could run somebody over, etc. 645 times. You could run late. You could run out of something. You could run down to the comments and say something offensive. It's got a lot of definitions. 645 to be exact. This next word is another one that just doesn't need to exist. Inflammable, meaning flammable. So what's the in for? It's a complete waste of a syllable. This word doesn't need to be in the language. I know you're saying it's able to be inflamed, but why not just say flammable? Because that's already a word. Actually, the in this scenario makes it seem like it means not flammable, which is actually what I thought it was for like 10 years of my life. Just literally take this off of the sentence. Flammable. Flammable. It's totally fine. You don't need the in. How about out flammable? Does that also mean, how about non-flammable? What about non-flammable? What if I just write not flammable, huh? Does that also mean flammable? Is that what you're trying to tell me? What about flammable-less, huh? Does that mean it's on fire? What about not on fire? Does that also mean it's on fire, huh? Does it? What about water? Does that mean fire? Tnotdfe, does that mean it's on fire too? Huh? Does it? No, it doesn't. If something's on fire, tell me it's on fire. Don't tell me it's not on fire, because then I'm not gonna know it's on fire. So if something's flammable, don't give me a prefix that specifically indicates it's not. Wait, I forgot the L. There we go. But you see what I mean? All right, next word. I'm actually getting too fired up about. Oh my God. Okay, moving on. Dude, I need a better tripod, but YouTube is refusing to pay me, so I guess I won't. Oh, nobody's watching your videos, McElroy. Sorry, we can't pay you for that. Looks like your channel's garbage, McElroy. Sorry, no money this month. All right, this is total blog now. I'll see you guys later. Subscribe, please.